Have you ever imagined traveling across Europe, exploring centuries-old architecture, diving into world-class cuisine, and basking in vibrant cultures, only to feel like you don't belong? In a continent of over 44 countries, celebrated for progressive values and a rich historical tapestry, many Black travelers and residents still report feeling unsafe, unwelcomed, or simply out of place. Studies reveal that over 60% of Black Europeans have experienced racial discrimination due to their skin color. From biased immigration policies to subtle microaggressions and outright hostility, these experiences are far more common than you might think. Today, we're diving into the top 10 European countries where Black travelers and residents have faced some of the harshest experiences. Some of these may surprise you. If you find this video insightful, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and join the conversation in the comments below. Let's get started. Number 10. Lithuania. Lithuania is a beautiful Baltic country with medieval towns and lush landscapes. But for Black individuals, it's often a different story. With fewer than 0.1% of its population identifying as Black, many Lithuanians have had little to no exposure to racial diversity. That means, if you're Black and visiting, you're likely to attract curious stares or even awkward interactions, especially outside the capital, Vilnius. While overt racism isn't the norm, the lack of cultural understanding leads to frequent microaggressions. Lithuania's immigration policies also tend to favor Europeans over African nationals, limiting long-term diversity. On a hopeful note, Vilnius is slowly becoming more cosmopolitan, with cultural events and an emerging African diaspora bringing some inclusivity to the table. Number 9. Latvia. Next up is Latvia, another Baltic nation, known for its forests and fairy tale-like towns, but not for diversity. With an incredibly small Black population, so rare that you're more likely to run into a bear in the woods than a Black resident, Latvia can feel isolating. Historically, immigration came mainly from other Soviet states. Today, strict immigration policies and limited cultural exposure mean Black travelers often report uncomfortable stares, microaggressions, and in some cases, outright hostility. Number 8. Estonia. Estonia may be a digital utopia where you can vote online and open a bank account in minutes, but social inclusivity hasn't kept pace with tech innovation. With fewer than 0.1% of its population being Black, you may literally be the only Black person in a town. And the novelty factor can lead to stares, questions, and subtle biases. Number 7. Hungary. Hungary is a land of beautiful architecture and famous thermal baths. But beneath the postcard views lies a harsher reality for Black individuals. With a minuscule Black population and strict immigration rules that discourage African migration, the country remains largely homogeneous. Nationalist political rhetoric doesn't help. It fuels a cultural climate that often sees outsiders, particularly Black people, as unwelcome. While Budapest is more open-minded, smaller towns may leave you feeling like an outsider in every interaction. There are occasional bright spots, such as African cultural festivals, but they are few and far between. Resilience and patience are your best companions here. Number 6. Czech Republic. Known for its fairy tale charm and world-famous beer, the Czech Republic ranks 6th on our list. The Black population is so small it borders on invisible, and those who visit often report being the subject of intense curiosity. Or worse, outside of Prague, microaggressions are common, and even in the capital, ignorance about Black identity can make day-to-day life uncomfortable. Racism isn't systemic, but ignorance and a lack of exposure to diversity make the country feel less than inclusive. Prague does offer some cultural events and a budding expat community. But outside the capital, brace for stares and possible cultural insensitivity. Number 5. Slovakia, with its dramatic mountain ranges and fairy tale castles, may look like a dream, but it can feel more like a social experiment if you're black. As with many Eastern European countries, the black population here is below 0.1%. Immigration is low, and there's limited public exposure to racial diversity. This translates to everything from stares, to unsolicited questions, to occasional racial profiling. Bratislava, the capital, is slowly modernizing with a growing student population and international events. But the rest of the country can be culturally challenging. If you're visiting Slovakia, pack extra patience and maybe some good sunglasses to shield yourself from the constant stares. Number 4. Bulgaria. Bulgaria, with its beaches and mountain monasteries, ranks fourth, not for beauty, but for a challenging environment for black individuals. The black population here is vanishingly small, and rural areas can feel particularly unwelcoming. Many travelers report being treated like an oddity or even an intruder. Number 3. Romania. At number 3 is Romania, a land of Gothic castles, beautiful forests, and limited inclusivity. With black residents making up less than 0.1% of the population, you may attract more attention than Dracula himself. Rural areas are especially tough, with frequent reports of verbal harassment or overt ignorance. Even in Bucharest or Cluj-Napoca, while there's a hint of diversity thanks to international students, the overall experience can still feel alienating. Number 2. Poland, home to rich history and hearty pierogi, takes second place. With a black population estimated at just 0.02%, black visitors often report standing out, sometimes uncomfortably so. The lack of diversity is reinforced by nationalist narratives and political rhetoric that frame non-Europeans as outsiders. Major cities like Warsaw and Krakow offer more exposure to diversity, but that doesn't mean they're free from issues. Racial profiling, public harassment, and even hate crimes have been reported, particularly in smaller cities. Number 1. Russia. Topping our list is Russia. Russia's black population is tiny, estimated at under 50,000 in a country of over 140 million. For many Russians, encountering a black person is rare, and sometimes that rarity breeds dangerous misunderstandings. Racially motivated violence, police harassment, and everyday hostility are all well documented, particularly in smaller towns. Moscow and St. Petersburg offer some shelter thanks to larger international communities. But even there, black residents and visitors report ongoing prejudice. There you have it, the top 10 European countries where black travelers and residents have reported feeling the least welcome. Have you had similar experiences while traveling? Share your story in the comments. We'd love to hear your perspective. Don't forget to like, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an honest, eye-opening travel episode. Keep exploring responsibly. See you in the next one.